G'day and welcome to Kenty Blitz, your daily hit of NRL news. Kenty, some interesting news coming out of Cronulla, which could have some implications for Perth, we believe.
Well, it's a funny one. Look, the word coming out was obviously Blayke Brailey has knocked back a 3-year offer from Cronulla. Now, obviously,
Local junior,
and just had a magnificent
probably
season.
The best player, yeah.
Yeah, look, he's really sort of kicked on again this year. There was he came through with a bit of a noise.
Then his brother.
Yeah, and they're plateaued out a little bit, but he's rediscovered his running game, and on the back of that, the Sharks are starting to find a little bit of form, and he's been sensational for them, particularly in recent weeks. So they're keen to keep him at the club. Now, he's already contracted till next season anyway, so it's not like they're in a major hurry to sign him. But they offered him a 3-year deal. He knocked that back. He's looking for a 5-year deal, okay, which... Look,
yeah,
I tell you why it was. This is interesting to me because a 3-year deal is long enough to knock him out of any approaches from Papua New Guinea and the Perth Bears. So I think it's a bit cheeky from Cronulla.
How's you going, you think?
Well, he's already. So they're offered him a 3-year deal that begins after next season. So that season's 27 when the Bears come in, 28 when Papua New Guinea come in, and also then 29. And I can understand him saying, well, hey, okay, if you're going to take me out of the market, when that happens, when the whole competition gets flushed with all this extra money, well, then pay up and give me a 5-year deal.
Yep.
Okay? Show me the strength of the offer.
Yep.
I'm in Brailey's corner here. I think that Cronulla have been a bit cheeky about it. So he's knocked back the 3-year deal.
Well, the interesting thing about that is as of the 1st of November, he can start negotiating with Perth.
Yes, and which would indicate why they're trying to get to him now, Cronulla, too. So, look, obviously the monetary part of it is going to play a big part, and we don't know what that is. But the fact is, I think just the fact that they've come in with an offer now, sign it before November 1, take you out of the equation when the Bears are trying to get their roster ready, when the Papua New Guinea team are trying to get their roster ready, without really sort of putting any sugar on top. That makes it a little bit cheeky, I think. So
you play your cards, right? You play cards. If you're Blayke Brailey, well, what are you holding? You're holding all the aces.
He's holding the aces at the moment,
Yep.
absolutely. And because there's already talk, and this might also do him well to hold back, that he could go away with the Kangaroos at the end of this season. So
they're talking about him for Origin next year.
Yeah, so he's put himself in that frame. Now that puts him in a different ballpark as far as contract negotiations. So for Cronulla to try and get him now, I support him saying no, 5 years and put the cash up. So it's an interesting one because the Bears are going to start getting in the market very soon. They've got to start. They've got 18 months. Less than 18 months to go. They've only got probably 15 months now or 16 months they've got to sort of really get ready.
Well, the big problem facing the Bears is that they can't officially start before November 1st, and everyone thinks they will.
Well, some players they can. They've got to get permission. Just go to clubs and ask for permission. The thing is, look, they've already made here's one for you. They've already made approaches to Cameron Munster.
Yeah, wow.
Now, obviously, he's a big name at Melbourne.
Well, he's your marquee, right?
Yeah. So, and it's very, very early days. Let me stress that. But Cameron Munster is more than open to moving to Perth. The club, I'm led to believe that the Storm have spoken to him about that. And essentially, they've settled on the position that they will release him from his contract, but only to join Perth, not to go to any other club in the NRL. But if the offer comes from Perth, and the Perth suggestion is, depending on what happens with the salary cap with the new broadcast deal, but the suggestion is that it's going to be anywhere. Look, you'd be looking at a minimum $1.5 billion a year.
Yeah, I would have thought more.
Upwards to $2 million.
Yeah, give him $2 million.
So he's going to be looking at that kind of money. Obviously, Perth's a nice place to live, so he's open to that. So they
Cottesloe Beach, beautiful sunsets.
Yeah, well, apparently so. Yeah, sharks though. Sharks, be careful.
Yeah, they are big sharks. Big sharks.
But what I'll say, so that's very early stages. But they have approached him. He's spoken to Melbourne, as I'm led to believe. I told you, and they've said, look, they're amenable to him being released, provided he only goes to the Perth club. So
that's massive.
So they're doing it, and it'll be they need. I think they need to come into the market with someone like that. There's also talk
Well, you got your winning Queensland captain.
Yeah.
Signing for under Mal.
Yeah, and he'll be 32, turning 33 when he joins if he runs out in that first game, if he does so. Which as a I dare say probably still be the Queensland captain at the time, which is a big marquee to have. And Tino Faasuamaleaui, who he left Melbourne to go to Titans, was basically lured there by Meninga. Mal's been in his ear as well. So he's also another one. He's looking about 152 to 1.5 as well to go to the Perth, and my understanding is he's open to the discussion. So where he's at with his Titans contract, I'm not quite sure yet.
That's money well spent there, 1.5 for Tino.
Yeah, well, he's just a leader, and as Wayne Bennett showed when he got the Dolphins going, you need spine players. But you also need some real, just big, tough forwards. You're going to have some lean days in those early years of the new franchises. So you need the old dog for a hard road, so to speak. You need guys who are just have been around, tough front rows. You just can't go wrong with them.
Across the Nullarbor.
Yeah.
Tough road.
Tough road over there. But and so that's what they need. So they're going to have some lean times. There's no doubt about that.
The other one I'm hearing is Tedesco, and the Roosters have always said they'll never let Tedesco go.
Yeah.
But Tedesco's coming towards the end. They can re-sign him for another year, but that's what I've heard. Tedesco's a chance.
Well, look, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And all these, they're marquee players at their clubs, so they all make sense.
Kind of makes sense. 9, 6, 1.
And that's the thing is, though, what they really have to do, though, the Titans, they have to land someone big. There's no point. It came up that they were going to go after, was it Paxson at...
the Bears you're talking about, sorry.
The Bears were going after, Paxson at Canterbury, they're going to go after him.
The back row.
Yeah, and... Like, he's not the guy you want to sign as your first guy.
No.
Respectfully to him, he's a great clubman and he's going to be something pretty special.
But he's not going to get on the back page of the paper.
No, he's not, and he's not going to lure other players there. So if you came out and said, look, we've signed Tino, we've signed Munster, Brailey, I think they'd like to have a look at him. He has been mentioned by them. I don't think they give themselves much hope of getting Brailey is the problem there. But I think that's why we've had this sort of get ahead of the wave action by the Sharks to just try and wrap him up. But they are keen on Brailey, but I think their priorities are Munster and Tino.
Well, earlier on we heard about Appy. Appy was a chance to go over there, and he was the favourite, and he was going to go over captain. Then West let go of
Talon De
Silva for Appy. And we'll talk about that a little bit later because they've got a few interesting things about that. But it now seems that Appy's now with West, so they need a 9.
Yeah, so it's look, they've got a lot of work to do. I can't believe the NRL aren't giving them any leg ups to try and get their roster together. They really need that franchise to be successful, and they really should be giving them some allowances, whether that's allowing them to go into clubs, call a bit of a moratorium that basically they can offer players deals.
A bit like that NFL deal we've talked about before, where the clubs offer a couple of players up. The interesting thing for the Perth Bears is they're owned by the NRL, so there'll be no sneaky business. You know what I mean? Like, but
no, they won't be. And that's probably why they don't want to come out and put that out there. Okay, but I think they really need to do that. It would be a disaster for the NRL if Perth became a team that just cannot get out of the bottom couple of teams, just run second last, third last every year. They really need them to be successful, much like Melbourne. They did the right thing when they set up Melbourne. They gave them a stack of players, internationals and future internationals. Yeah. And Melbourne, Perth need a similar hand. But anyway, we wait and see. So it's interesting, though. I don't know what the time frame is on this and how long this will all last. Obviously, Munster's got more important things he's got going on in his life at the moment. It's his father's funeral tomorrow, so we wish him our condolences there and hope he gets through okay. And he'll be back playing next week. If
you're the head of the Bears or if you're the recruitment manager, are you trying to do a little bit what the Dolphins did with Katoa? Are you trying to get that next level down and overpay?
Yeah, they'll definitely be doing that. Yeah. Katoa was just a 10 out of 10
Once
decision.
In a lifetime.
Yeah. But there will be some young kids out there that they will go who will get big pay rises, and well done to them. But and they have to do that. There's not enough junior development over there that they can just rely on that. So essentially, the whole club will have to be plucked out from the NRL now, picked up, moved over to Perth, and go from there.
It is beautiful, Perth, but the issue is going to be it's going to be up rooting your whole family. You know?
Oh, yeah, but it's no different if you're moving from Brisbane Broncos to South Sydney, though.
It's a long way, mate. 5 hours. I've been there. It's a long way. Anyway, we'll see what happens there. Mate, interesting. Our mate Chamis on 100% Footy the other night spoke some interesting details about DCE and his move to the Roosters, saying it's a 1-year contract and then a coaching contract after that.
It's a funny one, isn't it? I wonder how they do this. See, so they've lured him out of Manly by offering him a 1-year deal and then a coaching job after that. How that impacts the salary cap, I don't know. Now, at the same time, you've got a player like Josh Papali'i at Canberra. Okay, now he's had reconsidered leaving the Raiders. He wants to stay one more season. He was going to go to England and play in the English Super League over there. He's now reconsidering that. He might have watched Gary Schofield show. Yeah, decided not to. He probably would have if he'd seen that. But the thing about that is Papali'i's now really keen to stay another year. The Raiders haven't got any room in the cap for him.
Okay.
They've already anticipated he was going.
Yeah.
He's also indicated, though, that he's willing to take a significant pay cut to stay. And now it's up to the NRL to decide whether they will allow that to happen.
Yeah.
But I just sit there and wonder, how does the cap work when a club can say, okay, we're going to give a guy here, like Cherry Evans, we're going to get him out of Manly, where he's played for 15 seasons, and we're going to put him in a 1-year deal, and we're going to sweeten the deal. Now, I know he's got to go in, but he'll go in at the lower end of what his cap value is, or what his nominal value is. And the way they compensate that is they give him a coaching job at the end of it. You know, interestingly, just on that, like Cooper Cronk's, he's come to an end at his job at the Roosters. So we saw how long that lasted.
Yeah.
But all these deals go on there, yet the NRL won't allow a player who has played his whole life at a club, who wants to be a one-club player, who wants to play one more season, they won't allow him to take a pay cut under a certain level because they just accuse the Raiders of, and it's happened with other players in the past, but accuse them of just rorting the salary cap. Oh, he's obviously getting money from somewhere else. Now, Papali'i, he's prepared to stay, take the pay cut, and there's not a lot of money in the English Super League. That's the other thing. It's not like they go over there and you're getting like for like.
No, not
He could be living in England and essentially getting the 300,000 or 350,000 equivalent than what the Raiders are offering him to stay.
In a council flat, maybe.
Well, that's it. I remember when Jamie Lyon was over there. He was like the man of steel, and he lived in this little place. And I went and saw him one day and was just sitting there having a yak and a coffee and whatnot. And I just remember sitting there thinking, geez, mate, you haven't splashed out at all. Because he was the best player in the competition over there. But there was not a rork going on. There was a tax loophole. So a lot of players went over there, got paid as cheaply as possible. Basically, what they got paid, what they could afford to live on, and the rest of their contract got sent to an offshore account.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And then what you used to do is when you'd fly home to Australia, you'd wait till you're in the middle of the ocean and you'd get your money transferred back to Australia. And because the money was landing in your account and leaving that account when you're in international waters, there's no one to pay the tax to. So they made it. That's how they made it. That's been closed up now. But
can we get into that rod? Or?
No, it's no good.
Okay.
No, that's what he was doing back then. But the money's gone out of the game over there. So I can understand Papali'i wanting to stay. If he's going to go and earn 300 grand, 400 grand, whatever it's going to be, why not do it at the Raiders where he's beloved?
So talk to me about this DCE deal. Do you think it's a rort that the Roosters can sign him for 2 years or 1 year playing year and then a coaching role?
Oh, I think it's got to be looked at. Look, there's a lot of players who retire and become ambassadors for the club, okay? And they're seen in the private. Look at you starting to giggle, right? They become ambassadors for the club. Their job is to turn up game day, walk into all the private boxes and make sure everybody's having a good time.
Have a few hot dogs and sausages and
have a yak to the people and then move on to the next box. And there's also others, as we saw. Like Cooper Cronk had a job as a skills coach at Melbourne and also the Roosters because they were built into his contracts. Like I'm not going to go down there, but it just makes people. I just can't see how they can line up that these deals are allowed to be done, and yet a bloke like Papali'i, who just is so honest about everything. It's so transparent. Can't get an extension at his club that he's played with all his life and is now the record holder for most games there. Now he's had a change of mind. They won't fit him in. So
what I don't understand is there has to be something going on at Manly. There has to be something with DCE, and it's just.
I think he's had a fallout with the coach.
Right,
is the answer. And if you watch the game on the weekend, I still, for as emphatic as the win was, and as emotionally uplifting as it was for the players in the club. I still think there's some fractures there between the heart of the club, which is the Trbojevic brothers, and DCE. That bond that was there 12 months ago is no longer there.
Yeah,
I think they are shattered that he's leaving the club. They sort of they can't believe it. It's happened the way it has. But I think there's deeper issues with the coach and the captain. I don't know if they'll ever come out. You know, there's the rumour mill. Heats up pretty quickly when you start to talk about that.
We'll talk about that off camera.
I don't know if I'm ready to reveal it.
Okay. Well, I know DC is a lot closer to a lot of the other players like Ruben Garrick and a few of the other players. He's not as close to the Turbo brothers as he is with other players.
No, he's not. Yeah.
Anyway, mate, we talked about Api Coruscant before, and we were talking about this off air. You find it quite interesting that he's extended till the end of 2028. He's the captain, and yet they've benched him.
Yeah, it's a funny look. He's back in the starting lineup this week. Now, whether he runs out with the team as the captain, we don't know. But I don't know the logic. Look, I don't know that they haven't explained or properly explained why he came off the bench last week. Now, the thinking is that they're doing that to try and rest him a little bit and just reduce his workload and keep his legs as fresh as they can. He's 32 now? I think he is. Now, the problem with that is if that's what you've done and you've just re-signed him for 3 more seasons, how's he going to look at the end of those 3 seasons? And secondly, why have you just let a very good young hooker go to Parramatta, Talon De Silva? They released him only 2 weeks ago. I just don't. I'm trying to figure out what's happening at the Tigers there. I've got a suspicion that they're looking for today's rather than tomorrow's. Which is a concern. And I've said this before, Shane Richardson is giving Benji everything he's asking for, which is great for Benji, but leaves Benji without an excuse in the world if it doesn't work. So he's going to have to look at that. Now, but I just don't understand this. Why did they rest him last week? What happened? There's been no real thorough explanation given. Now, if his legs and getting through a 27 week season is going to be an issue, why sign him for 3 years? Okay, there's a lot of questions about this that just don't make sense. Look, at some point there might be something valid. I'd like to hear from Benji and see what it is. They are very sensitive about this at the moment, the Tigers. So I don't think we'll be getting any calls on the phone and explanations given. But if they do, we'll bring it to you.
Very good. Righto, Kenny, it's match review time, so it's now time for this.
Think I'll go for the under. Over.
What's up, over?
Nah, I gotta take the under there. Over.
What do you mean, over? Over.
Mate, it's PointsBet's 5 for 25. Answer 5 questions, get $25 odds. Fast and easy. Over.
That's all there is to it? Over?
Yeah, mate. More or less.
That's built different. You forgot to say over.
Over.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Yes, of course, that's brought to us by PointsBet. Built different. Thanks, PointsBet, for your sponsorship. Let's go through the weekend's games, mate. Cracking game tonight.
Yeah,
Rooster Storm.
Yeah.
What do you do, mate? What do you do tonight? I mean, I get a 6-pack and get some buffalo wings.
No, I'm actually going out to dinner tonight, so I have to tape it. Yeah, so
watch on your phone, mate.
Well, look, that happens too, but you get in trouble doing that.
I get it.
Yeah, look, it's an interesting one. Storm are $1.60, which puts them really short in the market, particularly without Munster playing. They weren't overly emphatic last week. I think they win the game. Okay, I'm not quite sure where the Roosters are. I think Storm are starting to knuckle down. They're going to get into their rhythm and they're going to get into that grinding football that they do so well. These games historically, when I say historically, I'm talking about last 10 years or so, have always been big. And both sides get up for each other.
Yeah.
They are generally really high quality games. So I'm looking forward to it as a spectacle, just to watch the game.
Well, Storm rarely lose 2 in a row.
Yeah,
Rarely,
that's true.
Rarely
But,
lose. But the Roosters must win. If the Roosters lose, you'd think they're out of it now.
Well, they're starting. They're looking uphill, aren't they? If they do lose, the thing about a Storm, I'm just keen to see where the Storm are at.
Okay.
We keep expecting them to start to hit their straps. That they still haven't done that. So that's the big thing there with the Storm for me.
Yeah. Okay.
And no Munster playing too, which is significant.
So
and no Faasuamaleaui is the other one as well. So,
yeah, rightio.
So they do have a few out.
So Daniel Tupou, this is a one for our sponsor Statmate. Daniel Tupou has scored in the last 4 matches. So there's a good bet for you. Might be a bit tougher tonight.
Said that yesterday.
Did you? You did. Oh, that was your multi. Nice. Hope you got on.
I'm on. We'll see.
Okay. Cowboys Dragons tomorrow. No Valentine's homecoming for up there.
The thing about I don't think the Cowboy fans will miss him too much. The thing about that is Cowboys are a funny side, but Dragons have always traditionally struggled up there. They're the big guys, they've done it hard. I do think they're fitter this year under Shane Flanagan. I think he's worked hard to get them fitter. I think the Dragons should win the game. The Dragons are in every game. They scrap and they fight and they're trying hard. They're a typical Shane Flanagan team. Now, don't quite have the execution at the moment, but you can see their effort. So I like them in this performance. I think tomorrow night they get the game, the Chocolates. But the Cowboys. Yeah, they've got to start. I think a few of them are going to start playing for their spots soon. They really need to pull their fingers out.
Well, the loser's done for the season.
I think
if not, they're already done.
If not already done. Mathematically possible is probably going to get removed from the equation for the loser tomorrow.
If you're the Dragons, are you taking up your party clothes up to Townsville for their 8 o'clock finish? You got a night out
I would be very afraid to do that. Because if they don't get the result, I know what the coach's responsible will be. And if you've already got all your good
party clothes packed,
your number one
you're
gear,
dancing. Yeah, okay.
Don't do it. Just go
to bed.
Hire a video.
If there's one thing this man can tell you, go to bed.
Yes.
Broncos play the Eels. Eels paying $4.30, probably rightly.
Yeah, look, it's a Bronco. It's there to be won by the Broncos. Again, they're a side that they've got to start doing something now. It's all about the run in home. Parramatta are playing well. Mitch Moses is back, so he gives them, he makes them look completely different. No Dylan Brown again.
Are you surprised by that? No Dylan Brown?
No.
Dean Hawkins at 6?
No. I think you just see it out now. If Jason Rolls, he's told Dylan Brown what the lay of the land was. You see it through now. There's no point changing your mind.
Yeah,
you don't bring him. But what's bringing Dylan Brown back for one game or 2 games really going to achieve for you? Why not give it to the guys who are going to be there? Give them a chance. Let them have a play. More experience.
Dean Hawkins at 6. Have you seen that Footy Dean thing?
Yeah, well, he's a kid. Yeah,
very good when he's a kid on YouTube. If you haven't seen that, look it up. He can't pull it down. It's been up there.
Well, he's forgotten the password.
Yeah, so he can't pull it down. It's great highlights.
He's quite embarrassed
about
it.
Yeah, it's very good. Mate, the Warriors play the Titans. This is 500 games for Desi.
500 games, and we wonder whether it's 500 and out, really. There is speculation it might be Dez's last game. I don't think it will be, to be honest. I think that the Frizzels, who are now the owners, they'll let him see out the season. And there's no real point to sack him now, to be honest.
No, what's the point?
Some people have suggested that they'll look to move him on. He's lost the dressing room, all that. I think the players should lose the dressing room, mate. I think they should get lost on the way to the ground and throw some other blokes in there because they're just not earning their keep. So I'm with Des. I don't think they win this week, but I think they'll be in the fight.
Yeah,
they tried really hard last week. The Tigers, terrible execution against the Tigers.
Frustrating.
But they against the Warriors, who were not good themselves against Newcastle, who got out of jail against Newcastle. The Titans are in the fight more than people think.
What are you looking for the Warriors at home? I mean, obviously, continue what they're doing. Can they stay up for this long?
Well, yeah, they are. But they've been playing well all year.
Yeah.
They've just got to find their groove now with Tanner Boyd at halfback and Metcalf no longer there.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, I think we're all underestimating how much Mitch Barnett's being missed.
Okay.
And I think that's really hurt the Warriors. So, but they found a way to win last week. They've got to find a way to win this week. They've just got to keep putting those wins together. And if they finish top 4, I think it's been a massive year for them. I think they'll go out the back door of the finals, to be honest, because I think that those two players, the halfback and the prop, are too integral to what they needed, and to have them not there is going to cost them. But I think they've had a great year, and if you're Andrew Webster, all you want to do is just stay in the contest, give yourself a chance of winning. They did that last week, and they got the chocolates.
Yeah, very good. Panthers playing the Tigers. A couple of old Panthers players now playing the Tigers come home.
Yeah. One of my mates, Adam, he says all the Penrith washed off the Tigers players that used to play there. So they're no longer they don't play like their Penrith players. They play like their Tigers players.
Right, okay. He's a Tigers fan. Isn't he?
He's a Tigers fan.
Okay,
it's heartbreaking for him to say it.
I can imagine. Yeah,
but So, and to be fair, I think he's right, and I think Penrith, like they're on a tear at the moment. They've won 6 or 7 in a row, so they're really looking the goods. They've got Cleary and Yeo back. They know what's necessary. Like, I love the fact that Mitch Kenny was talking the other day, and he was talking about how they see it as a bit of a challenge. In some ways, it's kind of a blessing to them because it's got rid of that complacency.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yep.
That you can have as the reigning premier. And after 4 premierships, how do you keep that motivation? Well, they found it by accident this year because they started so poorly. So this year, what they've done is they've found their way. They've got their defence organised, and they're finding they've got something to prove to people. So I really like where Penrith are going.
It's got to be hard when you've won 4 premierships and you're always hunted every week.
Yeah, it is.
Whatever team you come up against, that's the trophy they want to get. They want to pip you.
Yeah, and the thing, look, Willie Shoemaker, the old jockey, said it many years ago. He said it's hard to get out of bed when you're wearing silk pajamas. You know what I mean? So once you have a bit of success, it's harder to get up in the morning and do what you got to do. But Penrith have found their mojo. They've found their motive to get it for this year. Okay, we're going to have to do something no one's done. We're going to have to come from outside the top 4, and we're going to have to do it a way that no one else has done it. So, look, beware the Panther.
Yep. Rabbitohs play the Sharks. This sounds like a bit of a dog of a game, doesn't it?
Yeah, look, Rabbitohs, they're just running out an A-grade side, to be honest.
God back at 7?
Yeah, look, well...
Last man standing.
Exactly. Like, honestly, how many blokes did it take to get injured before Lewis Dodd got a start? Like, anyway, look, it doesn't augur well for his future at South Sydney, the poor bugger, but look, I just feel sorry for South. They're just busted. There's not much they can do. I love all the conspiracy theories now about why they're getting their injuries. It's the new field. The new field.
Yeah.
But there's a few others going around. But anyway, look, they're just out of the contest. And like I said, Wayne's just sitting back now, going, you know what, we're gone. Guys, go out and enjoy your game.
Yeah.
Just please don't come back with more injuries.
Maybe they do pack the clothes.
Well,
for a night out at Northies.
Well, they might as well. Jeez, you wouldn't want to go to Northies. No,
Mate,
it's a home game this week.
Yeah, it's a home game.
So
what do the Sharks need to do? What do they concentrate on?
Sharks have just got to maintain their discipline. At some point, the Sharks will start to put a score on them. What they don't want to do is start to go, okay, let's just start playing Harlem Globetrotter footy and start throwing balls. Just maintain what is winning you the game. And the discipline is what Craig Fitzgibbon will be looking for to be able to stay in that. Because you need that on a different level once you're in the finals. You need to be able to not clock off for 5 minutes in a game because you get a try scored against you. That could be the difference. That won't be the case this week, but they don't want to get out to a 22-0 lead or a 24-0 lead and then just start thinking about what they're going to do for the rest of the weekend. Suddenly Northies. Souths get it back to 24-18. And that'll be a disaster for them. So they've just got to stay in the contest, stay focused, stay present.
Great to see Nico Hines find a bit of form last week. Mate, let's talk about the Raiders Knights on Sunday. I want to read you a couple of quotes before we talk about this. This is from Peter Parr. Said when he's talking about Coach Adam O'Brien.
Well, he was announced as the new CEO this week, wasn't he? So it was part of that, was it? Part of that.
Yeah. So he said, he got an extension, didn't he?
No, he's taken over from Phil Garden as the CEO.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
So yeah.
So they asked him about 2 players. Asked him about Ponga.
Yeah.
And he was glowing.
Adamant. He was going nowhere. He was staying at the club.
And then they asked him about Adam Bryan and this
coach.
This is the kiss of death. He said, as far as I'm aware, he's going to be the coach for the foreseeable future, Pa said. But as far as I'm aware, there's been no discussion about Adam's future. Kiss of death?
Oh, that's a kiss of death, isn't it? Yeah, when you start putting your little riders on your comments, your little, as far as I'm aware, to the best of my knowledge, all that sort of stuff. A foreseeable future, that's another one. So, and he's used this, he started the
sentence. There's been no discussion.
He started the sentence with, as far as I'm aware, and he ended it with foreseeable future. That is that's a double blow in one sentence. Like that, honestly, like if you're Adam O'Brien, you're saying, yeah, what's the superannuation look like? Because it might not be for much longer. It's a bit of a problem. Yeah. But anyway, look, Peter Parr's a quality operator. He knows what's going on. I think, again, this goes back to the difference from between Ponga and O'Brien. And I think it's the town ain't big enough for both of them.
Yeah, okay. Last game of the week, which will be a cracker. Dogs Manly. Yeah. Outsiders. Ruben Garrick scored 6 tries in the last 4 games. That's from Statmate.
Statmate, yeah. And they're celebrating the 30th anniversary of the 1995 grand final. It'll be a big day. I think a lot of people think Manly are a big hope here. I think Canterbury will see the Royal Canterbury this week. I think they'll have another week together. I'm looking forward to this one. It'll be a full house too. It'll be feral out there.
Very good. All right, guys, what are you up to on the weekend?
Not much, mate. I'm going to go and get myself a shirt over the weekend.
Another different colour?
No, I'll get a black one. But I'll have it on Monday.
Very good. That'll make 2.
No, I've got about 6 of them.
No, I know you do. He's like the Fonz. You know, the Fonz used to have all the white shirts when you open it up. Well, he's got it full of black. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks very much. Until next week, see you later.